Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Yes, I'm on this side. Today, it's the 6th of August, which means it's the international release of The Suicide Squad. Not to be confused, of course, with Suicide Squad, David Ayer's film from a few years ago. This is the kind of sequel, kind of reboot by James Gunn that has some of the cast from the previous film. Not all of the cast. Okay, so with that said, because it's been out here in the UK for a week, but not out in the US, I thought I'd wait now to discuss it. And I'm going to give a spoiler-free review / discussion now, because most likely we'll discuss spoilers in Friday Night Tights tonight, 2:30 Pacific time, 10:30 UK time over at Nerdrotics channel. Plus Gary time, obviously. Kerry Smith is back this week, and Clifton Duncan is back as well. So that's going to be great stuff to have those two. So with that said, how did I actually feel going into this film? Well, I wasn't massively keen on the trailers, I must confess. I didn't think the trailers did a particularly good job of selling the film to me. It kind of looked like Harley Quinn going to be great. The guys are going to be buffoons. There seemed to be some jokes which fell flat for me. John Cena talking about a beach full of dicks that he'd eat. You know, it just kind of felt a bit too silly for me. The trailers. So when I went to see it, and by the way, I had no idea that this was an R-rated movie. I thought this was like a PG-13 or something. And so when there were F-bombs and absolutely horrific violence in it, penises, tits, I was quite surprised. Gotta say, quite surprised. And I left the cinema thinking, that was so much fun. It really was. It was just so much fun. Look, it's not going to win any Oscars, okay? It's not trying to win any Oscars. But this film did something that a lot of films and TV shows have failed to do, to me, in recent years. And that is, this film took me away on a journey for a couple of hours. It was pure escapism. It was fantastic. This film was made for you to sit down, put your feet up, grab a soda pop, grab some popcorn, shove it in your mouth, like you just don't care, and have a good time for a couple of hours and forget all the woes of the world outside. And it absolutely nailed that spot on. It had some very interesting dynamics in terms of the Suicide Squad, because there is a vast number of them in this one, a huge amount. So obviously, without giving spoilers away, when you've got that many, you're going to be culling the field. And all I can say is the film decided to take them out in hilarious or grotesque or wonderful ways. And so that was always cool. And we have the this opening sequence, which is, what if Saving Private Ryan was a comedy? It's horrendous. It's horrific. You know you shouldn't be laughing, but at the same time, you just can't help it due to the absolute absurdity of what is going on the screen itself. Now, as regards to performances, I gotta say, a film is only really as good as its cast and its story, but the way that a cast can obviously elevate poor material. But I thought the writing, the script was pretty decent, and the actors themselves, multiple actors, really elevated this film. This wasn't a one-person show. There was a couple of great performances from people I didn't expect it from. Polka Dot Man, who is David, was it Dalmatian? And Ratcatcher 2, which I was surprised about. Danielle Melchior. She was excellent in this film as well. Joel Kinnaman just really kept the team together as Colonel Rick Flag. But I gotta say, this trio here, and we did get great laughs, by the way, from Sylvester Stallone's King Shark. But this trio here were on fire. They really, really were. John Cena was excellent as Peacekeeper. I can't say anything, but there were some wonderful, outrageous moments with him. The jokes got made more the context of the joke was better in the film, so you actually got something leading up to the stuff, so it actually became much more funny. Idris Elba, not just a great actor, but I mean, he was just superb in this. He was the kind of fracture. Let's just say the Suicide Squad kind of fracture, and so you got a leader of one and a leader of another, and Idris Elba was sort of leading the other group, and he was just brilliant. And he's not a discount Deadshot. He wasn't like a discount Will Smith, and I don't say this to slight Will Smith at all, but you didn't miss him. You really did not miss him from this movie. Idris Elba he was awesome. You were just focused on his character, and I'm absolutely delighted to say that Margot Robbie put in the best performance of Harley Quinn I've seen to date. This was a Harley Quinn that I actually really enjoyed. Damaged, vulnerable, dangerous. That's exactly what she was. Wasn't a Mary Sue. Didn't make the guys look ridiculous at all. Like I said, I don't think the trailers were cut particularly well. And her acting was excellent, because this film's got a wonderful balance of comedy and drama. There are some hilarious moments in it where you are absolutely laughing out loud, belly laughing. But in other moments, there are some pretty serious stories that are being told as well about the backstories of certain characters. Some are ridiculous. I mean, deep cut. Anyone who understands the thumbnail of this video. But Ratcatcher's got a great little backstory. Like I said, Margot Robbie's damaged Harley Quinn really comes into play here, and thankfully they've got rid of a lot of her tattoos, the rotten and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, she does have a tattoo on the back saying property of no one, but that's fine. I ain't got a problem with that whatsoever. No, she really sort of laid out what makes the character of Harley Quinn great, and how she's damaged and how she makes terrible choices and has falls for the wrong people, and it's because of her psychosis and how damaged she is. So there are some absolutely excellent moments of character development, as well as just the hilarious moments of comedy as regards to what's going on the screen. Nice little twists and turns all over the place, because it kind of jumps back and forth between time. So events that happen, we're going to zip back a few hours now, then we're going to nip off to a little bit of story here and there. And that might make the story feel disjointed to a few people, and I can understand. There was a period about halfway through where I thought that the film was beginning to sort of wobble off the tracks in terms of where it was going, and then thankfully it sort of zonked back on, and douche, they seemed to get a very clear direction of what was going to happen from there on in. There are other funny performances. Nathan Fillion popping in. There's people I don't even know the names of the characters, so I don't know. Jai Courtney is Captain Boomerang. That rat, that CGI weasel, I should say. It's a weasel, isn't it? There's just some funny little shit that's going on with the movie too. God bless it. Story-wise, it's not the most complex story. It doesn't need to be the most complex story, and that's probably one of the things which is in the film's favor here. They have a job to do. It's a very specific job, and they try and do it. And chaos happens along the way, and there are stakes, and it feels like there are stakes. And we've seen the trailers. We know it's Starro who's the villain, so I'm not giving anything away there. But how would you make just a big starfish menacing. Boy, do they find a way. Do they find a way. And it's really sort of creepy, and it's really disturbing. And yeah, they do a really good job of it. I would have liked to have seen more from certain actors, because I think they really do dominate the screen when they're there. Peter Capaldi being one of them. He's not actually a member of the Suicide Squad. He's a member of the other side. And so he's on the screen for a limited time, and when he's there, you kind of always focused on him. So I would have liked to have seen a bit more there, and a little bit more on some other characters. There are some unbelievably violent set pieces which lead to just incredibly comedic moments in this, which I haven't seen in films in a long time, and it was just wonderful to see them back. And yeah, I left the cinema feeling just happy. I felt as if I had gone on a journey. I'd been somewhere. I forgot the troubles of the world for a couple of hours. I just sat there and with my soda pop and my popcorn, and yeah, I just had a really fun time with it. I don't know how it's tracking to do. I don't know. I think it's got a budget of somewhere around 185 million. So this has got to, this has got to do 450 or so to even break even, which might be a struggle with this pre-COVID, post-COVID, I should say, world that's going on. So I am a little bit concerned, because this is so much better than the first film. So much better. It's just a fun romp. Directorial wise, James Gunn, think what you want of the guy, but he's a good director. He is a good director, and his direction comes through well. The set pieces are very well put together. The angles, the lighting, everything in this film is very well done. Special effects are excellent. A couple of wobbly moments here or there, but that's pretty nitpicky stuff. And yeah, it's a hell of a show. Good music score in there as well. This is a recommend. This is a recommend purely for escapism's sake. Purely for taking you away on a fun journey for a couple of hours. So if I were you, I would head over to your local cinema and I'd go seize it and hands over some cash dollar for it too. So like I said, we'll no doubt go into spoilers in tonight's Friday Night Tights. So if you want to go and get involved in that spoiler discussion, come along and join us there. Again, 2:30 Pacific time, 10:30 p.m. UK time over at Nerdrotics channel. Hope to see you then, and I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.